Welcome back to episode 2 of our Western Australia adventure. This episode we start at 80 Mile Beach and head towards Karratha. On the way we get bogged at Cleaverville, find some awesome free camps and check out what Dampier has to offer. G'day, I'm Will.
Woo, how good is this?
And this is Luce.
Let's do it! And together we are travelling around Australia in our 1987 Toyota hiace named Joey.
Oh, no way.
It's such a nice day.
Follow along to see these roads we roam. Did you bring the key card for the boom gate?
Oh, alright, I'll lift it up. On a bit of a lean, love.
My beer gut's holding it down.
Oh, very nice. Hello!
How good is this little spot?
It's beautiful, actually.
It's on the
Yule River.
the Yule River, and it's a privately owned bit of property that
I think it's a station
Yeah.
that they've just let people come in. There was like a little gate and you're allowed to
Right.
come in and pick a spot along the river, which isn't flowing at the moment, but
yeah,
it's still beautiful.
good on them for letting us stay here and actually have a beautiful free camp on
Yeah.
this great northern highway.
We've found in WA so far it's been really tricky to find nice free camps. They've been mostly rest areas, which is fair enough, but they're not always that nice because they're right on the side of the road. There's been a few that have been off the side of the road, which have been okay.
I mean, you still get it's just been heaps of road noise and
Yeah.
crap. But
So this one we were able to get quite a fair distance off of the highway and come down and kind of tuck ourselves in amongst the trees. So it's
Yeah.
kind of nice to be secluded and away from the road for a night, and maybe we'll get a better sleep tonight.
yeah, that's right. Well, it's definitely one of our better camps that we've had in WA since.
Yeah, absolutely.
The wind, as you can hear, is really starting to pick up. So we've had one hell of a day. I'll tell you all about it, but we might just pop inside
Inside the van, yeah.
All right, got out of the wind. Let's tell you about our
Day.
interesting day. Yeah. Woke up this morning, hit the highway, noticed we're running a bit on the underpowered side, but we just put that down to the hectic headwinds we've had driving all day today. But yeah, we got through about 280 k's and bang, we're out of fuel. So
Pull over on the side of the road, put our jerry can in, which luckily we had with us, as we do at all times, and drove to Port Hedland to the next petrol station. Luckily we weren't that far away.
yep.
And we tried to start diagnosing what could have caused this running out of fuel with only 280 k's on the clock.
Yeah, that's right. Problem we've already had before. The contact points had prematurely worn down again, which just leads to the fuel just not being burnt correctly.
Yeah, and I think it was a combination of that and the wind that made us burn through so much fuel so fast.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had a spare set, and because this has become such a common problem, it'd be silly if we didn't run around with a spare. So yeah, we put them in, sorted all that out, and it seems to all be all good now, but we'll see what happens. We've just left Port Hedland, we're heading towards Karratha. Probably won't get there for another 5 days because we've found some cracking camps that we're going to take you along with us. That's going to be heaps of fun.
So fingers crossed. I mean, at the end of the day we have roadside if we need it.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
hopefully Joey does well. I just hope that he makes it to Karratha and we can see if we've done a fuel efficient drive or not, really.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, should be alright. We'll get poking along.
Yeah.
It's just the fun of it, isn't it?
Letting down the tyres to go on this dirt road.
Gotta love corrugated roads, eh?
Yep. So we are here at Cleaverville Beach camping. At the moment it's free because we're in the off season. However, we were driving along trying to find a camp spot and all of a sudden the sand got really soft, just really suddenly, like back there a couple of meters it's perfectly fine. And so Joey's a little been trying to dig him out, but all we have is one shovel. The flies here are just insane. Will's going to go try and find someone to help us, maybe pull us out, because we've been digging for like an hour or so trying to get him out, but the sand is just so soft. It's like very, very fine bull dusty type sand, and it just kind of all of a sudden happened. His tires are down and everything, but he's still not a four-wheel drive, obviously, so we knew this could happen, but it was fine 100 meters back, not even 100 meters back, so hopefully we can get him out. Alright, progress. We haven't really made much.
Still in mischief.
Yes. So Will went to go and have a look to see if anyone had any recovery gear could help us out. And
there's a couple of four-wheel drives, but they don't have any of their own recovery gear either, so I think we should probably have them, but you know, we didn't expect this to happen.
no, and not when it's not even a four-wheel drive campsite. There's nowhere that says that it's a four-wheel drive track or anything like that. It just suddenly turned from like gravelly sand to sand. real soft sand.
Anyway, so he's currently sitting on his belly a bit, so we'll jack him up, pack his wheels with rocks, and build a road all the way out.
Try.
See what happens. We're fortunate there's bloody rocks and shit everywhere, so we'll see what we can do.
Alright.
Same again, but slowly. Look at that tyre pressure doing its job.
So we've managed to get it up on top of the rock, which is step one. Now we've got to get it out that way. Oh Lord. Okay, we managed to get him out of this spot. He's back up here, but now we've got to do the same thing again. Pretty much all the way back, just to about there is where it starts to get a bit of a harder sand patch. So let's do it.
He was in the ground.
He was.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 or 5 movements it took us. First
and
one.
a couple of hours. I think it's like what, 5:30 or something. We got here at 1.
Where's the bloody day gone? So obviously the hardest was this one here. Massive. We were down. We were in the ground. So we managed to get him up and move got him another 4 meters and did the whole process over again. Got him up, but as you can see, the sand we weren't bogging down quite as much. So by the time we hit our 3rd recovery,
Or 4th, I think it might have been number 4 even.
might have been number 4, yeah, I don't know, I've lost track. But as you can see, it's not as bad from here. So we got to this point, got him going, and then Brave Luce was able to steer him out.
Into a tree,
Into
but
a
that's
tree.
okay.
Hey, look, foliage means grip. So we got there, pushed him out.
And he's over there, all safe and sound.
There's only one thing that'll fix today though. That's a beer so cold it's going to give me a brain freeze.
Well, luckily I put one in the fridge for you earlier. Big day, but we got there and we didn't have anyone else's help.
No. Anyway, so I've got sand in every
Crevice.
crack and crevice. So it's time for a skivvy dip in the ocean. Oh, well done, love. Woo!
So we are at Cleaverville Beach camping. We've been here for the past few days and it's a beautiful spot. And one thing about this time of year is there's signs everywhere saying try not to drive on the beach because there's turtles that come in and lay their eggs. I just was going for a little walk along the beach and I found a track that I believe is a turtle track. I'm not quite sure, but it leads to a big hole which I assume is where she would lay her eggs. So I'm going to do a little bit of research, but I might come back here tonight and see if maybe she comes back. It would be pretty cool if I come back here later tonight and there's a turtle. I'll show you the tracks. So there's one here and there's one over there as well. So I'm just going to go up here and show you where the hole is. So here's the hole here, and it leads, there's two different tracks. This one looks like it's the freshest one that leads out to the ocean. So maybe she was here and she went back out. So hopefully she comes back in and we might be able to see her tonight.
In the park.
So we are in Karratha and we just thought we'd come down to the park to cook up scrambled eggs on tiger bread rolls. Yum!
You know you've grown up and you're an adult when you get excited about a half-decent supermarket.
It's just so fancy.
So we've found this absolute cracker of a spot underneath all like the gum trees and things. It's real dark, so we're going to kick back, watch the sunset, and we'll show you this campsite in the morning. So what better way to start the day than with an awesome iced cold brew coffee. So yeah, sun's up, show you this awesome campsite, and then we're back into Karratha today, hopefully to pick up our GoPro. Yeah, should be good, sun's shining, the wind looks like it's died down a bit, so be good.